Hey, Screaming Geek Media here. I'm Jerry the Geek. There can be only one. Yeah, we're going to talk about Highlander. It just came out on 4K. Before we do, though, if you like physical media, you know, the 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, if you like home theater, movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel. Like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. So let's talk about Highlander on 4K. Great classic movie from the 80s. I've always loved this movie. I was so stoked, you know, I've been waiting for it to come to 4K because, you know, I think this movie has always been plagued with issues when previous formats, you know, some scenes have always looked really grainy and just it always felt like it had a lot of flaws. I've always been waiting for it to come to 4K, hopefully get a proper presentation. But, you know, the movie itself came out in 1986, you know, starring Christopher Lambert, you know, Sean Connery, Clancy Brown. You know, he's done some great stuff over the years. And directed by, I'm going to probably butcher this name, Russell McCauley. I'm not sure if I got that right or not, but you know me. But it deals with these, what they call Highlanders, these people that actually have a special gift of living forever, being immortal. And it comes down to, you know, one final fight where they, you know, because there can only be one, so they all fight for the prize. Again, fantastic movie I've always loved. I've never seen the whole franchise. I've only seen 1 and 2. You know, second one's pretty decent, but not as good. The other ones I haven't seen yet. Now this 4K comes from Lionsgate. You know, like I said, it just came out. It came out Tuesday. Filmed in a 35mm, finished with a 4K digital intermediate. You know, it's a brand new scan, it's just done last year. You know, has HDR10 and Dolby Vision. And again, you know, previous versions, you know, this movie's always been plagued with flaws, well, with some of the heavy grain in some scenes. So I wanted a lot, but I wasn't expecting a lot. I just had a feeling that it might not come off as well, but I was pleasantly surprised because this thing, it looks fantastic. Even the opening, the wrestling scene, I remember that scene has always been probably one of the worst of the movie. I just always remember it looking like total shit in previous formats. But this really comes to life. It's cleaned up so well. You know, colors and the details really pop off the screen. And throughout the movie, the colors are... The Dolby Vision really takes it to a whole nother level in this thing. The colors really come to life. You know, like right in the opening when he goes into the parking garage at Madison Square Garden, and just the yellow stripes that are painted around the columns is really vivid. You know, textures throughout, details, facial stubble, the water texture from the sprinklers in the garage during the fight scene is immaculate. You know, there's so much detail in this thing. There are some scenes that you will see some heavy grain, but not as much as I remember seeing in the past. It doesn't detract from the movie. But again, this thing looks phenomenal. And comparing with the Blu-ray, I still have the old Lionsgate Blu-ray from 2010, and comparing the two, I mean, the 4K is miles ahead. I mean, as far as the depth and detail, you know, Blu-ray does. I mean, the Blu-ray has some of that, but the 4K just takes it to a whole nother level. Another thing you'll notice is the 4K. A lot of it has a little bit the color tinting. It's a little bit more of an orangish hue. I mean, some people might not like it, but as you're watching, I mean, when you look at the screenshots, you might think, oh, the Blu-ray looks kind of better, but when you're watching the film, you really don't think about it. It just kind of works. Also, the Blu-ray, the colors are kind of flat and muted. I mean, they're there, but not compared to the 4K. The 4K just really brings it to life, especially when he first meets Ramirez. You know, Ramirez has got the red suit and peacock feathers, and then I want to say a Wallace because I just watched Braveheart the other day. But McLeod has the blue plaid hanging over him, and that really pops off the screen as well, where the Blu-ray just like bleh, kind of muted. So major leap in 4K for the video here, in my opinion. So check out the screenshots here comparing the Blu-ray from 2010 to the new 4K. And we'll come back, we'll talk about the audio, packaging, and bonus features. And we'll see you in a couple minutes. So for the audio, they gave us a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and a 2.0 track. And it's, God, I hate to be negative, especially because of the video presentation. This is phenomenal. But the audio, it falls flat, in my opinion. A lot of the audio doesn't sound natural. So especially a lot of the music, I love Queen's music score in this. But at the opening when the music kicks in, it just has that kind of hollow, echoey sound coming around you. Which I don't blame Lionsgate or Studio Canal for this, because you get a lot of this with a lot of your old 80s action movies. They just wasn't meant for surround, and they just don't properly do the surround mix. They just take the original. I think all they do is they don't put any work or effort into them. They just take an audio mix and just put it in surround, and voila. It doesn't always work, and this is one of those that falls in that category. It just seems unnatural. I'm not saying that audio is bad, because it's got a decent balance across the front. The audio is clear. I mean, the dialogue, everything is understandable. You don't hear any of the, hissing, distortion. So you don't get any of that. This is both audio tracks are nice and clean. I've watched a couple of scenes in 5.1, and for me, it was too distracting. So I watched the majority of the movie in 2.0, and I felt it was more pleasant. Even then, there were certain scenes that I felt kind of constricted, where it just, didn't have didn't have the richness that it should have had. Again, it might be up to your preference, what you like. Like I said, both audio tracks, were good. It just, the mix, the surround mix, just not well done. And to be honest, when I had the Blu-ray in, the 2010 edition, to get the screenshots, as I was going through that, it almost sounded better. It didn't sound as bad. It's still DTS 5.1, so I'm not sure if they use the same exact track or if they buggered it up a little bit. I don't know, but I just think the Blu-ray one actually sounded a little bit better. But overall, I think it just boils down to the source. They never did a proper mix with it. They just threw it on there. So again, it could have been better, I thought, especially after the video presentation will just knock your socks off, and the audio doesn't match that. You just kind of want more. So anyways, so now let's talk about the packaging. Has this pretty nice slip cover with a embossed title. Big, fuck you. Nice standard keep case. It actually has some art cards and different artwork for the 4K and the Blu-ray. And you can see the just like 4 little art cards. So for the bonus features, they have the immortal attraction of Highlander, looking back at 4 decades of Highlander magic. A kind of magic, music of the immortals, a featurette on the soundtrack. There can be only one, Kurgan. Actor Clancy Brown remembers Highlander. Capturing Immortality, interview with photographer David James. Audio commentary with author Jonathan Melville. Audio commentary with director Russell Mulcahy. Probably butchered that again, oh well. And another audio commentary with him and producers Peter S. Davis and William N. Panzer. I don't know if any of the bonus features are new here or if everything's ported over from previous releases. So overall, this is it's a great addition. I mean, it's a great solid release from Lionsgate. And if you love the movie, I recommend picking it up, even though the audio falls kind of flat. Maybe a general viewer might not notice it as much, or maybe I won't notice it much next time I watch it. Because as I was watching it this time, I'm wanting to do a review, so I'm being more critical of it. So probably the next time I watch it won't be as bad. I'll probably still listen to the 2.0 track, but most of you out there, you might not think it's as bad. But definitely the best this movie has ever looked. Definitely pick this up. And as of right now, of course, went on sale on Amazon. It's still $12.49 for the standard edition right now. Got a little bit renewed faith in Amazon with pre-orders. Earlier this year, my whole fiasco with Friday the 13th, they completely pissed me off about how long I had to wait to get it. So I'm thinking it has to be with being a Prime member now. I did get it on time. Plus, I mean, from the get-go, when I pre-ordered this for $17.99, and during that time frame, it dropped to $14.99, so I got charged for that. And the day it got shipped, I think it was Monday, the price dropped, but I didn't see that price. I was still being charged of $14.99 instead of $12.49, so I got on and did an online chat with a representative and started bitching about, and then of course the first person I chatted with apparently didn't understand the system. He was trying to tell me they don't do price adjustments. I'm like, what the hell is a price guarantee? It's right there in black and white. It tells you that when you pre-order something. And I was really getting ticked off, and he finally figured out I was. So he passed me off to someone else that did explain that, yes, I would get a refund for the difference as long as the price drops before the end of the release day. You're good to go. So, and sure, it was only about another $2.70, but it's the whole point of the fact that they say it's a price guarantee. I bet if the price drops, I better get it before release. You're gonna have a lot of pissed off customers that, you pay one thing and as it gets shipped, the price drops and you don't get that price. It kind of sucks. Like I said, I got a little renewed faith. They took care of that. Got the refund. Actually, got it on release day, not a freaking week later. So if you don't have Prime, I'd probably advise not pre-ordering from Amazon. You'll probably get screwed. There's also a Best Buy Steelbook available. Take a look. Here's a picture of it. Very nice looking set. I was tempted to get it, but I didn't want to spend an extra few dollars. I'm not a Steelbook collector, but it is gorgeous. This shows the outside of the case, the inside. Shows a slip cover, the art cards, and the 2-disc. And Best Buy still has it in stock right now for $21.99, so that's a pretty damn good deal itself for a Steelbook. So either way, you can't go wrong. Gorgeous sets. Again, the best this movie's ever looked. Go, order it, pick it up, especially on these sales right now. Anytime you can get a new 4K release for less than 20 bucks is damn good. So that pretty much does it for my look on Highlander on 4K. Please check out my other videos on my channel. Like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. And we'll see you soon. Geek out.